Good morning, dear students. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH. I'll be teaching you all this chapter, that is health and diseases, from your science textbook, and we have already completed a part of this about some of the diseases that are there mentioned in your textbook, and today we'll be learning a few more. So let's get started. In our previous class, we learned about some of the diseases which are spread through viruses, and I will just quickly revise about a few important ideas and important things related to viruses. Is viruses are living organisms that cannot replicate without a host cell. Means they are very intelligent organisms which need a living body, whether it is a plant or an animal or a human being, to live inside it. Okay, they appear to be dead outside, or they are inactive, we could say that, but once they enter into your body, they start to replicate and multiply and harm our body. They are considered the most abundant biological entity on the planet, means they are present in a very large number. Diseases caused are rabies, swine flu, Ebola. These are a few examples that we hear now and then. And recently we have coronavirus going on. That is also a kind of virus which is extremely dangerous, that we are noticing every day. There is no cure for a virus because they are present in abundance, and they are very intelligent because they tend to change its structure every now and then. Okay, so there is no proper cure for a virus, but there are vaccination which are introduced in our body in order to prevent these viruses to harm us. Okay, so the vaccination, they prevent them from spreading from one person to the other. Okay, so vaccinations are very important in order to control the viruses. So let's start with the very first type of disease related to a virus, swine flu. Now, swine flu is also known as the H1N1 flu virus. Now, as the word suggests, swine flu, it means that it has to be related with a swine, that is a pig, okay, and human beings. So, what exactly is H1N1 or swine flu? It is a type of influenza virus that affects pig. Means it is a type of flu which is present which affects the pig, and from this pig it gets transferred to human beings. Okay, and this human being can spread this disease to another pigs as well and to other human beings also. Okay, so in swine flu, it is a very dangerous disease, I would say, because how coronavirus we are facing right now, it is similar to that, which was very first. It was also known as Spanish flu. We'll be coming to that later on in the class, but it is a very dangerous one, so we need to know about it well. So let's understand about it in detail. So let us understand exactly how this strain came into existence, means how this virus came into existence. Now here you can see a pig, and this pig normally gets infected by the bird influenza virus. Okay, and there are three types of viruses, like human and another pig as well. So normally the virus which is carried from the bird into the pig, it doesn't spread from human to human. Okay, but this time a particular pig got infected by influenza A virus from the bird and influenza A virus from a human being. Now both these viruses, they combine together and they form a new virus. Now this new virus which was formed was capable of spreading from one human being to the other. Why was it possible? Because it had a human strain already present in it, right? So this was easily spreadable from one person to the other, and it could spread to many people at a time. Now H1N1 virus is very dangerous. Why do I say this? Because it is not a new virus. it has existed since 100 years. It was first introduced in 1918 and it had affected 500 million people and it had killed 100 million people. You can imagine how dangerous it is. It was earlier known as Spanish flu. Now, the swine flu here, the reason of infection, according to textbook, it says that infection of swine flu occurs through pigs and humans. Viruses of swine flu are spread through sweat of infected person. Similarly, it is spread through secretion of nose, throat and saliva. Nowadays, we are hearing about coronavirus, and that also it is said that it is spread through the secretion of nose, throat, and saliva, and it does not spread very easily through air. Okay, so similar to that, swine flu also has these type of means of spreading. So you have to be very careful when you are in contact with such person who is already infected with swine flu. Okay, so these are a few reasons of infection. And so what happens when this virus infects a human? Now we have learned how does it spread. Now once it enters into a body, a human body, what will happen to that person? Let us understand that. Now this virus, when it enters into your body, it has normal symptoms like the seasonal flu that you have. You will have cold, cough, fever. Now, diagnosis can be done, remember that, and there is treatment as well for this disease. Okay, so people need to still be aware about how dangerous it can be. Even though there is treatment, but we have to understand that it affects our respiratory system. Now, once our respiratory system get affected, it will affect further systems into our body. That is, the level of carbon dioxide and oxygen gets affected. Why? Because if the lungs do not take in and give out proper amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide, it is going to harm our body. Okay, so this lungs, that if it is affected by this swine flu virus, what will happen is the amount of oxygen into your body which is going will be reduced and the amount of carbon dioxide which needs to come out will be reduced. Okay, so the level of carbon dioxide will increase in your body, which will lead to a condition called as hypercapnia, and the reduced amount of oxygen which leads to a condition called as hypoxemia. Okay, so this is not there in a textbook, but just for your information I'm giving you all these words. And it could lead to respiratory failure, people could die because of that. It could lead to pneumonia. It could also lead to neurological failure because the oxygen is not reaching into your blood. Vomiting and diarrhea could also be and kidney failure could also be that. Now who is at danger? And the answer is everyone. So everyone is at danger, but especially the people who are related to this work field where they come in contact with the swines, because it is directly spread through the swine who are infected. Okay, not all pigs will transfer it, but the swine which are already affected or infected by this virus will can have a tendency to spread it. Okay, so people who come in contact with such people should also be careful because they can spread the disease, okay, to everyone. And remember that the people who are in the age group of 1 to 18 and 41 to 60 are at higher risk as compared to the people who are in the age group of 19 to 40. Now, I told you that diagnosis of swine flu is available, and for diagnosis of swine flu, liquid or a swab of your nose or your throat is taken, of the patient is taken, and it is sent to a laboratory. Now in India, we have two laboratories which test whether a person is suffering from swine flu or not. So that is, one of it is in National Institute of Virology, that is in Pune, and National Institute of Communicable Disease, that is in Delhi. Okay, so diagnosis can be done, and there are preventive measures also in order to stop the spread of this disease. So what can one do in order to prevent this disease? As you know that one pig transfers it to the other, one pig transfers it to the humans, and human can transfer it to the other human as well. So there are three ways we can do that, stop it, prevent it. First is vaccinate the pigs which are there in the farm in order to prevent the disease to enter and harm these pigs, okay, and infect them. So this could be done. Vaccination of the pigs can be done. The people who are working in the farm should get vaccinated also, should wear mask and gloves all the time when they are working, because the people, if they get infected, they are at very high risk of spreading the disease to the uninfected people around them. Okay, which could further form a chain of infecting people. Okay, so people need to always see to it that they cover their mouth and nose, and keep a healthy environment around them, need to wash their hands every now and then, and people needs to get vaccinated. Now, vaccines can be of two types for swine flu. They can be present in the form of injections, or it could be in the form of a spray. Now, swine flu vaccination are similar to the seasonal flu vaccination because the symptoms are similar. Okay, there is no special vaccination which has been designed for it. Now, this vaccines, when they get into your body, they help you to protect and fight with the virus which is present, that is the H1N1 virus. Now it acts like an army. Okay, I would say it acts like an army. They tend to fight and destroy the H1N1 virus and helps to protect our body. Okay, so in that way, the prevention is done. I hope this much is clear to you all regarding H1N1 virus. Now we move on to the next one. In the previous class, I've explained you all about how our blood carries WBCs in them. Now, the WBC's role is to fight with any foreign body that enters into your body, like the bacteria or a virus, which is harmful to your body. But there are certain viruses which are extremely dangerous and which are much stronger as compared to the WBCs that is present in your blood. So let's understand which type of a virus we are talking about right now. Disease that we want to learn today is AIDS. Now people mostly get confused between what is AIDS and HIV. HIV is the name of the virus which spreads this disease. Okay, so this disease is caused by human deficiency disease. Now the virus enters into your body and then it goes into your cell and tries to replicate the genetic material. Okay, and then it keeps on replicating inside and destroying your body cells and making its own cell over there. So you can imagine how smart these microorganisms are, and they tend to spread into your entire body and they affect your Im- immunity system. Okay, so this particular virus can only infect human beings. HIV attacks your T cells, that is your immunity system, and it uses them to make copies of itself. When the HIV destroys so many of your cells, it leads to AIDS. Okay, so it is very dangerous disease because it does not have a proper vaccination, I would say, or proper medicine in order to cure it. ठीक है, अगर किसी को HIV होता है तो उसे वो वायरस हमेशा के लिए रहता है, उसकी बॉडी में से वो निकाला नहीं जा सकता. लाइक इफ यू हैव कोल्ड और कॉफ, what will happen is you go to the doctor will give you medicine and you are cured by that disease. Okay, मीन्स जो भी हमारे अंदर बैक्टीरिया या वायरस था वो मर गए और हम लोग फिर से नॉर्मल हो जाएंगे. बट व्हेन अ पर्सन हैज गॉट HIV, the virus cannot be killed completely. Okay, people still survive for many years. Okay, they do not die immediately. They survive for many years with certain medications that is available in the market for the treatment of HIV. We treat others. Okay. Now, why is it said that you need to have a clean house? Why, when you have cockroaches in your house, your mother tends to get all the things which can kill the mosquitoes or the flies which are there in the house or the cockroaches that are there. People make use of blue board in order to get rid of the rats. They use sprays in order to get rid of mosquitoes, in order to get rid of the mouse. There are mouse traps which are there. Why is it said so? ऐसा क्यों कहा जाता है? Because there are certain insects and there are certain animals which also transfer diseases. Okay, like earlier we learned that mosquitoes tend to spread dengue and malaria, right? Similarly, there are certain animals which tends to spread disease, like cat which are there in our vicinity. So it is necessary to take care about the domestic animals that are there in your house and get them vaccinated every now and then. Now, we should understand that our body is different from their body, and anything, the infections that they can get are different from us. Okay, so they have a different mechanism and they need to get vaccinated and they need to be treated properly and accordingly. Okay, so if a dog or a cat or any animal, say for example a bat or a rabbit, they are infected by a particular disease, they can spread it to other living beings as well. So let us understand. So this type of disease which are spread through animals, we are going to talk about them in this part. That is infection through animals. The first disease that we are going to learn is rabies. Rabies, this is a viral disease. It occurs due to the bite of the infected dog, rabbit, monkey, cat, etc. Okay, so it could be because of any of the animals mentioned above. Now, what exactly happens when we learn about the dog tends to bite? If you, it is normally not the dogs which are there in the house which you get vaccinated. The dogs or the animals which are on the street and who are not being vaccinated tend to spread this kind of a this disease. Okay, so what exactly happens when this dog bites a human being? Now, the virus which is present in this dog, because it was not vaccinated, it will enter into our body tissue, okay, through the saliva of the animal who has bitten us. And this saliva will has a
If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and do not forget to hit the like button.
Hope this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.